can you tell whether a person is enlightened?
Or if they're just using siddhis?
Well, that's up to you to tell whether he is using siddhis. Using of siddhis means it's a power of the soul. There are stages of enlightenment, and he is enlightened to the extent of his siddhis. Right? If a person wins a race in a car, if it's a Schumacher, he is enlightened as far as driving his Ferrari is concerned. When another person heals you, he is enlightened to the extent of his healing. If he appears to you in a dream, in a radiant light, still if you're dull, he is enlightened to you to the extent of his appearing in your dreams. If he raises the dead, you die and he raises you, then he is enlightened to the extent that he raises the dead. And if he himself dies and resurrects in a radiant body, he is enlightened to the extent that he is resurrected from the radiant body. And if he goes and sits on the right hand of God, then he is enlightened to the extent he is sitting on the right hand of God. And if he transforms himself and he goes to the extent where he appears as a God to you, he is enlightened to the extent that he appears as a God. You are God to the extent you know God. You are God to the extent you know God. Say after me, you are God.
You are God.
To the extent you know God.
You know God.
If you live for God,
If you live for God,
God lives for you.
God lives for you.
If you live for God,
If you live for God,
God lives for you.
God lives for you.
If you live for God,
If you live for God,
God lives for you.
God lives for
If
you.
you live for God,
If you live for God,
live. For God.
for God, for God.
You are God
You are God.
to the extent you know God.
To the extent you know God.
Thank you for the lovely question. It was so juicy. I really enjoyed it. And so did you. I love this answer. So this, I explained it step by step. So it was very clear, no? It was very clear. How could I make it clearer? Would you like to make it clearer? Okay, next question. I don't know how they come, how these answers come, but it's so beautiful. And I really enjoy the question answers with you all. But if you're like the wall, then the answer will be like a wall. You paint a grey wall and I paint another grey wall this side. Then why are we called human beings? Because we have to interact. We have to get excited about God. Because He is the only purpose of our life. The only sojourn, the only purpose of our sojourn on this earth is to seek God. Nothing else. Whether you seek Him through meditation, whether you seek Him through prayer, whether you seek Him through sex, but seek God. For He is the sole purpose of your existence. In everything, infuse Him. Live God, love God, die God, be God, God God, God God, God God, God God. Maybe I may rightfully think, why does the audience clap for Jay Leno? Why don't they clap for me? Because there are a million times weaker. For you to have a big jaw that you should clap for me. Not at all, not at all. No, it may be stunning and you may think there's a certain reverence in this. That's why I'm sure that is the reason, the barrier where it holds. But the yogi needs no applause. A normal man needs applause. But I just need a reaction from you. because I want you to tell me that you loved what I said. And that we can, how can we heal or cure the world? Have many more of these satsangs. And you guys, even if you bring one person with you, we'll be a rollicking success, I tell you. Yeah, man, come along. Come to the camp, come to the island at this thing, and I'll give you my life. I'll turn myself inside out for you, I promise you. I'll give you my life now. Not that I won't now. But don't value materialism and razzmatazz. The Ferrari is destructible, God is indestructible and immortal. The Ferrari has its value, but in your dreams. God has its value in reality. You can tell that a person is realized by the way he talks. He talks from the fire of his heart. Another person talks intellectually. There are many glib talkers with a silver tongue here in America who go through Oprah Winfrey channels and go through many, they go through many publicity places. We don't have that. So they are known and they are called enlightened. And just because Oprah has made them enlightened. Or there are some guys who are in San Diego who are good speakers. They come here and speak. I can see them and I can feel their auras here. But wishy-washy, where's the rice, man? You're giving us the chaff. Talk should not be like cotton candy, which all these great speakers, some of them who are maybe in San Diego, here, there, in America, they give you a lot of fluff and talk. 7 steps to enlightenment, 7 steps to hell, this to that. People like this sort of stuff. But it's all like cotton candy. It's all like cotton candy because when you chew the cotton candy, only such a little bit is in your mouth. That's all they give you. You make a huge big book. The book is about this thick and so thick. They say, wow, have you read so and so? I say, oh. So you have to never take things by the outward show. You see, in America they say, Gurunath, you want to write a book? Even if it's empty, it doesn't matter. The packaging has to be good. So the first thing I came and told my American audience, I told them, I was sincere, I told them, never take things by the outward show. For the feather flies high, but the pearl lies low. They told me, my guides, you got it all wrong, Guru. It's the feathers that count, it's the packaging that counts. The inside can be hollow. I said, how badly the people of the United States are being deceived by book writers who remain book writers. That's why I come here to give you the experience. Experience is the creme de la creme. And one of the litmus tests of a master is that he should be able to give you an experience, because an ounce of experience is more than all the libraries in the world put together. Why I like this. I've thousands of times I've spoken. They have never clapped. I just introduced this today. I'll tell you why. It makes the satsang a family and a home, because it gives you more enthusiasm. For me, I've done it 1,000 times. I'm still on fire. And believe me, I'll make you catch on fire for God. You must be on fire. Your heart must be ablaze. And that's all my job is. Once I set your heart ablaze for the Lord, my work is done. That's the work of a master. That's the work of if you can say, an enlightened master. That's the work of a guru. Sorry for making you wait. So spontaneous.